Have you ever wondered why global powers sometimes send military teams to African countries like ours? And what that really means for everyday people on the ground? Today we're talking about a development that's caught a lot of attention. The United States military confirming that some of its forces have been dispatched to Nigeria and what that could mean for security, cooperation, and regional stability. Before we go deeper, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with your thoughts or questions. It helps the community stay informed together. So, what's happening? According to recent statements from the US military's Africa Command, a small team of US forces has been sent to Nigeria, marking the first official acknowledgement of US personnel on Nigerian soil after a series of events tied to security challenges in parts of the country. This doesn't mean thousands of soldiers have arrived. Reports say is a limited deployment with specific tasks agreed upon between the US and Nigerian governments. The decision follows recent airstrikes carried out by the US against Islamist militant groups, including targets associated with the Islamic State in West Africa Province, or ISWAP. Those strikes happened in December and were described by US officials as part of efforts to help counter terrorist threats that have grown in certain regions. Since then, the two countries have discussed ways to step up cooperation, and this deployment appears to be part of that strategy. Now, it's important to understand why this matters. Nigeria has faced years of insecurity in different regions, with militants such as Boko Haram and ISWAP continuing to carry out attacks on both security forces and civilians. These groups have been responsible for widespread violence, displacement, and fear in communities across the Northeast and Northwest for well over a decade. That long-running insurgency has drawn domestic and international attention, and both Nigerian authorities and foreign partners have been searching for ways to turn the tide. US military leaders have been cautious about details, saying only that the deployed team brings unique capabilities to support Nigerian forces. In practice, this reportedly means intelligence gathering and assistance that could help better target extremist cells rather than leading combat operations themselves. Nigerian officials have also confirmed the presence of the team but have not given specifics on their size or activities. At the same time, there's been political background to these military interactions. The US government previously raised concerns about Nigeria's handling of violence, including accusations strongly disputed by Nigerian authorities about the protection of religious communities. Washington had even designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, a classification tied to human rights discussions. While Nigeria's leadership has pushed back on those criticisms, this broader context plays into why cooperation with the US is being discussed now. For many Nigerians watching and listening, these developments raise questions. Will foreign military presence help improve security? So, does this affect Nigeria's sovereignty? Could this change daily life for people in affected areas? These are important questions, and the answers aren't simple. It's one thing to send a few advisors and intelligence specialists, and another to involve large combat forces. And right now, reports emphasize the former, not the latter. As you hear this story unfold, keep in mind that official statements from both the US and Nigerian governments are still limited in detail. That means we're piecing together context from what's been confirmed so far. Careful phrasing matters here because uncertainties remain about the full scope and timeline of this deployment. Before we go on, if this discussion is helping you understand more about what's going on, please take a moment to hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice is part of the conversation. Looking ahead, analysts suggest that this deployment could be part of deeper security cooperation between Nigeria and the US in the months to come. That means we might see more joint planning, shared intelligence, and coordinated operations that focus on degrading extremist capabilities. But again, this isn't about one country dictating terms to another. Both sides say this is a mutual agreement to try to address a shared concern. Many Nigerians have personal experiences or strong feelings about the ongoing insecurity whether through news reports of attacks, personal connections to affected communities, or interest in how foreign partnerships might evolve. In this development may feel significant because it's unusual to see foreign military teams officially recognized on the ground here, and it's one more piece in a complex puzzle involving security, diplomacy, and international relations. It's also worth noting that US military cooperation in Africa is not entirely new. In other parts of the continent, American forces have worked with regional partners for years, focusing on training, logistic support, and intelligence sharing against terrorism threats. What's notable now is the public confirmation of presence in Nigeria itself, which many observers see as a reflection of how serious the security landscape has become in parts of the region. When ordinary people hear about military deployments, it's natural to wonder about safety and stability. For communities that have endured repeated attacks, any partnership that promises better protection can feel hopeful. But it also comes with questions about implementation, accountability, and long-term impact. Staying informed, asking questions, and seeking reliable updates are key to making sense of these kinds of developments. This is where many of us in Nigeria find ourselves right now, watching closely, trying to understand the facts, and thinking about what this means not just for government cooperation, but for families, markets, travel, and everyday life in places affected by violence. We'll continue the next part of this script with more context about how this deployment fits into broader regional security efforts, reactions from local leaders and analysts, and what Nigerians might expect next.